Happy lunch hour, gang. All right, still Tuesday and still chugging along. Looks like I ruffled some feathers this morning. There were a bunch of temper tantrums in the chat room or in the comments. It's like, it's just one of those things. It's like, if you want to listen, listen. If you don't. It doesn't affect me whatsoever. But I get a kick out of, somebody made a comment. It's like, oh, well, only if somebody preps like you, blah, blah. How many times do I have to tell you there's not one size fits all to prepping? How many times do I have to say, gee, if take what's important and leave the rest? How many times do I also say that applies to my videos too? Okay. Real simple. If you don't like what I'm talking about, leave. The little X in the upper right hand corner works really well. Okay. I'm also not going to be apologetic for the fact that, I see liberals as no use other than as a speed bump, okay, because they offer nothing to society whatsoever. So, frankly, I don't care. If you don't care what I think, don't watch, okay? Simple. My channel, I'm going to talk about whatever I want. If you want to be here, great. If you don't. It's not that difficult of a concept, okay? But if you want to be a troll or you want to be just a pain in the ass, go ahead, do whatever. I don't care. Okay? But that kind of leads us into what I want to talk about here, lunchtime today, about what's going on. And it has a whole lot to do with the complete freak out that the left is doing, the liberals are doing, because they know the American public does not like what they are offering at all. Okay. And I don't care if you're a conservative. I don't care if you're moderate. I don't care if you're a Democrat. You're a liberal. Okay. We're rejecting everything you have to say, even though you are doing everything you can to lie, cheat, and steal your way to garner power. And I'll bring this up in a couple of points. Okay. First off, the lesser of the two, okay, that kind of like I talked about this morning, the liberals are using all sorts of apocalyptic language. Trump's going to be a fascist dictator. We're comparing him to Hitler. We're doing all this sort of crap, right? I mean, this is what CNN, what MSNBC, what most of the mainstream internet media is trying to stuff down everybody's throat. Okay. Now, I will give you this. I'm not looking to elect a best friend as my next president. Okay. Do I find Donald Trump's personality abrasive? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Not that mine isn't. Okay. But I'm not looking for a best friend to lead this country. I'm looking for somebody who knows how to lead. Okay. How to make decisions that benefit the country, not the special interests that they want to support. Okay? Simple. Do I want to sit down and have a beer with Trump? No. I've said that many times over many years on this channel. Do I think he's the right man to lead us in the right direction? Yes. Okay. I like his policies. I like what he wants to do. That's what I'm looking for. Do I want to go have a beer with Marjorie Taylor Greene or with Kristi Noem or with Ted Cruz or with Jim Jordan? No. I want them to do their job. No different than in any other point in life. Most of the companies I ever worked for, I didn't want to go have a beer with my boss. I wanted him to run the company well, so the company stuck around. Gee, same concept. Okay. So all this vitriol that you hear from the left, the uber liberal, idiotic morons that come out that, like I said, are better off standing in front of a target than behind one. Yeah, no, we just need to tell them to pound sand and that I have no use for them. And I will say this again, liberals, I have no use for you. Okay? Goodbye. You don't like it here? Go to North Korea. Go to China. Go to Venezuela. GTFO my country. Because I will fight till the death to make sure that your ideas never gain any traction in this country. Now, the other part, and this is something we all need to be concerned with. Same topic, okay, but the other definition. Now, you guys know about 2020 and the disparities, let's put it that way, in the election, right? You think it's changed for 2024? No, okay, not at all. And I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why. One, you know of. I mean, every liberal state is trying to say Trump can't be on the ballot because of the 14th Amendment, and every state it's been thrown out saying, sorry, your argument has no weight whatsoever. Okay. But I want to give you this one, and this is a little bit more concerning. Florida used to be blue, turned purple. Now Florida is pretty solid red. Okay. But I want to give you the latest way of cheating. Maybe they can't do it for the whole election. They got too much heat from last time. But let's look at 2024. If you live in Florida or any other state, you should have the right to pick who your candidate is, right? You know, we'll have primaries. And on the Republican side, hey, you can pick Ron DeSantis. You can pick Donald Trump. If you are a complete warmonger, you could pick Nikki Haley. You know, pretty much those are the three that are. Ramaswamy is kind of still hanging in there, but those are the three that are getting the press. Okay? Not that DeSantis, Haley, or Ramaswamy have any chance. You know, about 13 weeks from now, we will know for sure that Donald Trump is the nominee. But on the Democrat side, and this will tell you what the plan is. There's plenty of Democrats in Florida, no problem. And they should all get to vote in their primary to choose who they want their candidate to be on the DNC ticket, right? And whether it's Joe Biden or whether it's RFK or whether it's Miriam Williamson or any of these other guys that are, you know, gee, I'll throw my hat in the ring so I can be like Chris Christie and, you know, get free food and free hotel for a while. That's the deal. Now, you also know how the DNC decided to change their primary season this year. No longer were Iowa and New Hampshire going to be number one. There's not enough black vote there. We're going to change it so South Carolina is going to go first, right? Because that's where Joe has the best chance of winning. The DNC in Florida tried to up the ante on this one. The DNC in Florida has now determined that nobody will be on the ballot in the Democrat primary except for Joe Biden. They determined that he's the only candidate. Remind me again the party that is pushing for fascism, authoritarianism, a dictatorial society. The DNC, the W. Wasserman Schultz, Florida, okay, you know, DNC led, they're going to just tell you, as a Democrat, who the candidate's going to be. You don't have any say in the matter. We'll handle the general election. Don't worry. We've already got, you know, that taken care of. We'll just tell you who the candidate's going to be. You want to talk about selected? Florida is proving it right here. I'll link it below so you guys can read it. But if anybody thinks that there's any legitimacy to politics, Democrat politics for certain. We have to save our democracy. So they keep forgetting we're not a democracy. Okay. But that line, because they want the people to speak, right? That's what democracy should be. Except even in Florida, they're saying, we'll say that because you aren't smart enough to understand, but we're going to choose the candidate for you anyway. And then however we can lie, cheat, and steal in November, we'll do our best to make sure that the people's voice is never heard. Right? Because that's what's the truth. And damn, the one thing that liberals are more afraid of than anything else is facts and the truth. Right? Well,